Alright, back again with another update on this lovely frame rail piece I've been working on and this suspension section. Been a while since I made a video. We've been tied up working with this. Either didn't have my phone with me or didn't feel like stopping to make a video, but I wanted to kind of give a step-by-step in case anyone ever did decide to do the same thing that I'm doing. But I guess if anyone does go this route, you can just PM me or make a comment or something and I can walk you through what I did. But anyways, so this frame rail section was cut out from there to here, and these frame sections from previous videos was put in place. I tech screwed them in to get an idea of how they'd go, and then had my holes drilled, mounted that bar in to hold it in place. By the way, this bar I had to shorten as well. I ended up cutting about 3/4 of an inch, I think, off of each side, and it came out all right. See if I can light this some without blinding with the light. But anyways, so I got that cut, welded, epoxied. These brackets ended up not being wide enough to slip over this frame rail section, so I don't know if you can tell, this was cut down this side and welded. This also, the original frame rail, the original frame comes outward at a slant, whereas these have this notch back here, so it keeps this section straight, and then it notches out at the end. So this piece had to be also cut off and welded so it was straight across the car instead of cocked sideways. So anyways, got these welded in now. Excuse the blobbing. I didn't have a very tight trim. It had some gaps, so I had to blob spot my way down. I think this one was actually a decent, I can't even give light without it brightening out like crazy, but that one actually had a tight groove at the top, and then it kind of got wide at the bottom, so I had to blob it up. Nothing a grinder can't fix, though. But anyways, got those welded in, welded the top sections, ground some welds. Same thing over here. Welded on all the frame rail. Ground those down. Same thing on this side. Blob spotted in. Blob spotted in. And of course the top section again is... Oh, well, that's not my weld. That one is actually pretty... And of course I can't get it to focus. But anyways, that one is not too bad at the top, but the bottom of course had to be blobbed up. Nice and nasty. Also, this underneath right here is tight. So anyways, it's notched in. I don't know if I can get it to the light without blinding. Doesn't look like I can. But anyways, right here, it's actually hammered in to where it's spaced up top. This bottom section I couldn't hammer in due to the fuel tank sitting there. I'll probably end up modifying this later down the road when I get my friend to weld me up a fuel cell. But I had to notch in this piece up here. You can see where it's welded. I had to hammer it in so that screw would, or that bolt would go. That's how that looks. And I did already check it. I was kind of wondering if this bracket right here would be too close to the frame rail to work, and I checked with the suspension. The suspension obviously goes inward, so it clears fine, no problem. But that's it, welded in. The bar itself is bolted in. They said you can weld it in. I don't plan to. I plan to just leave it bolted. It's grade 8 bolts. For some reason I have issues in the future, I'll decide to weld it. I can always do that later. But I want to be able to remove that if the need ever arises. If it gets in the way of anything, I don't think it would, but I think that's it for now. I thought about going ahead and getting these little rear bumper bar or bumper supports welded in, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start on the quarters. These right here it is, and these here are actually frame supports for those mini tub frame rails that I welded in. These are just added strength. I've got to trim these a little bit to make them fit right.
But anyways, I'm thinking I'm gonna pass on doing this because I'm not 100% on the alignment of this piece, whether or not it needs to flex inward or outward some. So I'm gonna do the quarters first, I guess, to get my alignment right and at least tech screw them in place, and then I'll go and weld those pieces in. But I want to be able to move this tail piece some if I need to. I believe it's all lined up right according to this gap here and this alignment tab here. The holes right here aren't perfect aligned. That's this piece, the trunk bracket, that's showing off alignment a little bit. But that'll be the next steps. I think it's going to be the quarter panels. I'll have to pull my doors down from the attic and figure out how to pull the dang glass out of them. I've done it once before. It was a pain, I remember. But I don't feel like hassling door alignment with the glass in them. I'm going to have to do work on the doors anyways. So. But that's where it stands. I'll let you know down the road once I get this thing on wheels whether or not this whole suspension pain was worth it or not, doing this mini tub setup. Because right now I'm kind of regretting doing it just because of how much it set me back. Alright, it's been kind of an annoyance. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching.